My dad got this for my mom as a present when they first started dating, and neither of them read it. That's a good smell. My physical TBR is about, I'd say like 70% of my books. It's so bad. I started collecting books in the last year because I decided I'm gonna make books my personality.
We are looking at how to pronounce Jean-Paul Sartre.
Sartre. I have here Jean-Paul Sartre. If I'm coughing a lot in this video, it's because these books are really dusty. They have not been touched in many years. Califigian, having beautiful buttocks. Hi there, today I'm filming a book haul. This is not your typical book haul because I did not spend any money. I got these books from my parents' bedroom. They have a decent selection of books and I never looked at them, and I finally did. They don't really read their books anymore, so whatever I wanted was mine, and I found some really nice things. So we have In Cold Blood. This is a classic American crime novel, first released in 1965, I believe, and I don't read much mystery or thriller, so I feel like this would be a good place to start. Let me know if you agree. We have another crime novel set in Brooklyn. This is Motherless, Brooklyn by Jonathan Lethem. It won the National Book Critics Award for Fiction, and I think it was published in 1999. I don't know anything about it. Let's see what it says. It's a classic, it's a compelling and compulsive riff on the classic detective novel. It takes place in Brooklyn, which is where I live, so that's fun. Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment. This translation is by David McDuff. Yes. This is a new translation as of... I love how yellow the pages are. That's a good smell. Here we go. 1991. It's a 1991 translation. It's one of those Penguin classics before they redesigned them. And I'm kind of into figuring out what the best translations are for, that's subjective, but what, you know, would be my preferred translation for different books. So I have this translation of Crime and Punishment. I also have the Program Classics Crime and Punishment. This one's translated by Constance Garnett. So this is a, you know, she's a prolific Russian translator. So it's nice actually to have two editions. I usually wouldn't keep duplicates of a book unless it's an all-time favorite. Haven't even read this, but two different translations justifies keeping them both for me. Alright, I just found this one today and I was so excited. It's an nyrb classic and it's actually one that I had my eye on. It is Novels in 3 Lines by Félix, oh my goodness, Fénéon. I don't know. I'm saying it like it's Spanish, even though it's not. I don't think. It's translated and with an introduction by this man whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, and it looks like it's never been read. Novels in 3 Lines collects more than 1,000 items that appeared anonymously in the French newspaper Le Matin in 1906, true stories of murder, mayhem, and everyday life, presented with a ruthless economy that provokes laughter even as it shocks. I just remember really wanting to read this, so let me just read a random one. Okay. What? Children perched on his wall with 8 rounds M. Olive, property owner in Toulon, forced them to scramble down all bloodied. Let's read one more. A collision at Saint-Andiol Bouche-de-Rune of an automobile and motorcycle. Engineer Mahouet. I can't read that one. I need one with no French. I literally can't read any of them because they have too many French names in them. I need my mom to help me. 3 bears driven down from the heights of the Pyrenees by snow have been decimating the sheep of the valley of the Lee. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. I have to remove all the stickers on it. Dictionary of Word Origins. I'm a linguistics student, so this kind of stuff interests me, even though linguistics is not just word like etymologies. That's certainly not what it is. It can still be really interesting. So let's again read a random one. Kaleidoscope. Greek kalos meant beautiful. It was related to Sanskrit kalyana, beautiful. It has given English a number of compound words. Calligraphy, for instance, etymologically beautiful writing. Califigian, having beautiful buttocks. In calisthenics, literally beauty and strength. The Scottish physicist Sir David Brewster used it along with the Greek eidos, shape, and the element scope, denoting observation instrument, to name a device he invented in 1817 for looking at rotating patterns of colored glass, a beautiful shape viewer. A lot of scientific and technical terms are Greek roots kind of mixed together for people who wanted to you know, take the prestige of the Greek language and Greek discovery and, you know, name their things after that. I don't know if that made any sense. The Man Who Listens to Horses by Monty Roberts, the story of a real-life horse whisperer. I'm not super into horses, my mom is, but I was looking at the reviews on Goodreads of this, and apparently people love it. I mean, it sounds cool, horse whisper, right? I feel like that's all you need to know to be interested. A true horse whisperer. What else can you ask for? I don't know. Okay, next we have this big book. I don't know if this is one of the biggest books I've ever seen. Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace. My dad got this for my mom as a present when they first started dating, and neither of them read it. It's like brand new. I will read it one day. I just need to not be in school maybe next summer. I just feel so impressive holding this. A work of genius, grandly ambitious, wickedly comic, a wild, surprisingly readable tour de force. A gargantuan, mind-altering comedy about the pursuit of happiness in America. I also discovered this one today, and I was so happy. I can't believe I missed it before. It's Operation Shylock, A Confession by Philip Roth. I haven't heard of this particular novel by Roth, but I love Philip Roth, and it's a really nice edition. I think it's the vintage, yeah, it's a vintage edition. In this fiendishly imaginative book, which may or may not be fiction, Philip Roth meets a man who may or may not be Philip Roth, because someone with that name has been touring Israel, promoting a bizarre reverse exodus of the Jews. Roth is intent on stopping him, even if that means impersonating his own impersonator. That sounds so interesting. Also, I love The Merchant of Venice, so I like the reference. With excruciating suspense, unfettered philosophical speculation, and a cast of characters that includes Israeli intelligence agents, Palestinian exiles, an accused war criminal, and an enticing charter member of an organization called Anti-Semites Anonymous, Operation Shylock barrels across the frontier between fact and fiction, seriousness and high comedy, history and nightmare. That sounds so good. I didn't know that he had a book set in Israel or on this topic. I think of him as writing only American lit and, well, books set in America. And wow, this also he's won this award so many times, unless it's for a different book, the Penn Faulkner Award. Then I have On Bullshit by Harry G. Frankfurt. This is a tiny little book, and it is apparently philosophy, nonfiction, and essays, humor. Sorry, that's the Goodreads tags. It is about bullshit, I guess, and it's, why am I talking while I'm not in the frame? It's just so cute and tiny, and oh my god, look at the dust on the top. And I'm so allergic to dust, so I'm gonna be sneezing for the rest of the day because of this. But I'm excited to read this whenever I get around to it. I could probably sit down and read this in like half an hour. It just seems interesting, right?
You're looking at how to pronounce Jean-Paul Sartre.
Sartre.
Jean-Paul Sartre. In French again,
Sartre.
Jean-Paul Sartre.
Okay, Sartre. Sure, close enough. I have here Jean-Paul Sartre's Being and Nothingness, the principal text of modern existentialism. This is a work of nonfiction, philosophy obviously, and I don't know much about existentialism or philosophy in general, and I saw this and I thought, classic, I'm getting it. So I plucked that off their shelves. Then I picked this up. This is Marcel Proust, a biography by, oh goodness, by Edmund White. It's part of the Penguin Live series, which I didn't know existed. It's a very little biography, which tempts me because usually biographies are thick and scary. So I thought I would pick that one up. This one I was so excited to see. Haruki Murakami. I have yet to read Murakami, but I know I'm gonna love, like, I would be so disappointed if I didn't love him because I've only heard good things from people that I respect so much. So this one is Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World. Sorry, I'm not showing you the front because we have a lot of the Strand stickers on our books. You know it's from my mom if it's from the Strand. I'm just so excited. I couldn't tell you what it's about. You probably know more than I do, but hopefully that'll be maybe my first Murakami. Actually, comment below what my first Murakami should be. Then we have On the Origin of Language 2 essays. One is by Rousseau and the other is by Johann Gottfried. I don't know who the second is. Both of them composed at the end of the 18th century on human language. I haven't read Rousseau's, I don't think, and I definitely haven't read Herder's. And again, I'm a linguistics student, and maybe this isn't super linguistics-y, but anything language interests me. And ooh, it's really nice, clean text. But yeah, I would love to get my pen and highlighter on this and mark it all up and learn a lot. I don't think this is the first edition since it's from the Strand, but this is Just Kids by Patti Smith. This is insanely popular, I believe. It is her memoir, autobiography. What's the difference between those two? And it won the National Book Award. I embarrassingly don't know anything else about her or this book. I just knew that a lot of people were reading it and it's supposedly very good. So that's added to the TBR. My physical TBR is about, I'd say like 70% of my books. It's so bad. I started collecting books in the last year because I decided I'm gonna make books my personality, and now I have so many books, so I'm not buying anymore, except when I move to Barcelona, and I won't bring any of my books, so I'll need books. It's a conundrum. Anyway, the last 2 books are very contemporary novels. We have Little Flowers Everywhere. I believe this is extremely popular. I actually don't know what it's about. All I know is it's immensely popular and it matches my shirt. Just really excited to read this one. Reese Witherspoon recommends it. I think it won the Goodreads Choice Awards. Actually, I know that because I just looked it up. The last book is All My Puny Sorrows by Miriam Toews. Sorry, I can't pronounce her name. I feel so bad about that. I believe this was on, I could be totally wrong because I'm remembering this from like 2 years ago, but I believe this was on Barack Obama's summer reading list some year. No one's gonna correct me if I'm wrong about that. No one's gonna look that up. Now someone might. When Elf, world-renowned concert pianist, attempts suicide just before an international tour, her sister Yoli must keep the family from falling apart while facing a profound question. What do you do for a loved one who truly wants to die? So this seems like it's gonna be a very touching and moving book. I love the cover. It's definitely, like, it's obviously one of those like flat, like 2D design shape covers, if that makes any sense, like modern romance novels, except it's so much better with the smaller scale of the drawings and the color palette. I really love this cover. Anyway, finishing off the video, judging books by their covers, that is a lot of books that I've gleaned from, is that the right word? That I've taken from my parents' bookshelf. There are a couple more I just forgot. Oh, I have Joan Didion's The White Album sitting over there. That's also from their bookshelf. So I guess the moral of this video, there isn't one, but if you want one, go check out your friends and parents and relatives' bookshelves and see what books you can take from them, because who needs to pay for books, right? That was a weird message. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know which of these books you've read or want to read. Let me know which books I should bump up on my TBR of about 500 books. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.